An on-air sign. That would be good.
Hello, and welcome to Walking the Earth podcast. I'm Mike Margulies, and today I'm in the middle of Black Rock City, Nevada for Burning Man on the playa with Iliana Hazzard. Hi, Iliana.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
Iliana and I literally just met about 5 minutes ago.
That's true.
As things happen on the playa.
True story.
True story, yeah. You just wander around your bicycle. Next thing you know, you find a place to do a radio show. So there's like a microphone set up here and everything. This is great.
Yay, it's working.
So tell me about yourself, Miss Iliana.
What would you like to know specifically? Because there's...
Tell me your favorite thing about Burning Man. Is this your first time, or are you a veteran of the burn?
This is my second time being here. My first time being here for the whole week.
All right.
So I just got here yesterday. The first time I came, I arrived on Thursday night. So cool. I just had a mini burn.
So we're both sophomores of Burning Man.
Yay!
I have been told that the second time is the best.
Really?
Yeah, because you still have that spark, the excitement, but you're like a little bit more, I don't know, you know a little bit more, so you come more prepared. You know
like you understand that you should bring a sweatshirt.
Yeah, exactly. Bringing a sweatshirt is generally a good idea.
That's a necessary object that nobody told you. You have like 800 shiny shorts, but no sweatshirt the first time you're here.
Yep. Yeah, the weather changes pretty drastically. It's like super hot. But actually today the weather's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, this is lovely. We had a nice little walkabout earlier today.
Yeah.
Just got my bike fixed, so I'm looking forward to trying that for the first time.
All right, did you go to the Playa bike repair shop?
We went to Bike Gods.
Bike Gods.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess
it's a little higher level than the Playa bike shop.
Wow. Okay, so you're getting fancy here. And is the same price tag, huh?
Yep.
Free $99?
Free $99. They were offering us what were they? Beer and colas, in fact.
Yeah.
It's great.
Okay, if you were to describe Burning Man to someone who has never been here, let's say people listening have never been to Burning Man before, what would you give us your best?
Okay, like, are you talking about one sentence describe?
As long as you want.
Okay. I would describe it as like the place where you could be the most free.
Mm-hmm.
And do the things that you want to do most in the world.
Yep.
And appreciate other people's creativity.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's amazing. You're just walking around and people are in all kinds of wacky costumes, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everyone's just completely free and expressive.
And kind.
Yes.
There's so many kind people.
And everyone's just, the gifting culture, I guess, is a thing. And
yeah, I just got this really great necklace that says, ew.
That's a fantastic, yeah, and so this is...
It's from my campmate.
And I'll take a picture of us together we can throw on with the episode. So it's like a little talk bubble that says ooh on it.
Yeah, there's also one that says, hi.
Hi.
Spelled H-A-I.
Yeah, those are awesome. Actually, this fanny pack I'm wearing is a gift from today.
Wow.
So it's carrying all my, little various things and my cup. It's important to carry a cup with you.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just gifts you stuff.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It's so lovely.
Yeah, everything. Radical self-reliance. You're supposed to come obviously prepared for everything you need, but that said, if you need something, ask and you shall receive.
Yes. I think it's really funny. I think one of the really cool things about Burning Man is that, can we swear on this?
Yeah, you can swear as much as you fucking want.
Is that I feel like the default world, as we call it, it gives Burning Man so much shit all the time.
Yeah.
And yet, I don't think most people know how much snark exists within Burning Man about Burning Man and about the default world.
Yeah.
That they're not doing anything to us by having by Gawker posting that freaking article about the bugs and how we all deserve it.
Oh.
And it's come on.
Did they say that?
It was pretty bad.
We deserve it because...
Or just isn't that funny? Haha, all you dirty hippies, now there's bugs everywhere.
Right. Yeah, there's actually no bugs here, actually, for the record. I haven't seen any yet.
We did see a gnat this morning.
You did see a single gnat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we all freaked out
just a little. The plagues are upon us. Close down Burning Man.
Let's all go home.
It's over, you guys. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting... but there's also this weird stuff even within the burner community too, right? Mm-hmm. I guess it tends to be the kind of curmudgeon-y, I don't know, someone who's been to Burning Man for a long time. It's a weird thing that happens where some people get very clingy, I guess, to what Burning Man. I was never here 15 years ago.
It was better last year.
Right, it's always that. It was better last year. It was better 10 years ago. Burning Man's over. But
that's a good example though, because the signs as you're walking in. well, one of them says Burning Man was way better last year. Like, so like they had like their the snark is understood and is dished right back out to the world and to everyone who's a part of it.
I just find it hilarious. If you're a burner, I mean, to me, you're supposed to be, if you're an open-minded person, I mean, you should know by now that the only constant in life is change. So of course it's not the same as it was 15 years ago. It's beautiful in a completely different way.
Well, and it was I think it was built to be an organic thing. Like, and it's grown and it's changed, and I'm sure it is totally different. And I have a great time.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not worried about what anyone else is doing, and I don't care if there's people here who paid $25,000 to be here, because I didn't, and I'm having my time. Yeah. And if I'm focusing on that, then that's not the point.
Yeah, people get very angry and up in arms about rich people at Burning Man. Like, there's rich people everywhere.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Come on, don't let it ruin your time. Just come and be yourself and do your thing and go party and see art and and it's great.
It's amazing. So, okay, can you share with us your favorite Burning Man memory or any Burning Man story that pops in your head?
My favorite or best?
Either one.
I think that I don't have like a single memory, but I think my favorite thing to do is just to wander and happen upon like really ridiculous things. Just this very morning, I found like a little playground spinny ride, but on the spinny ride there were also little spinny seats, and so you can spin this way but then also spin around the other direction, and I cackled for like 3 minutes straight on that ride. Like, I haven't laughed that hard I don't know since when, and that's just something that's there, and like the people who put that there were like overjoyed that somebody was enjoying that thing that they put there. So that was great.
Everyone gets pleasure out of pleasuring evererone else. It's amazing.
Yeah, they do.
In more than one way.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I used to, so 2 years ago, I'll probably do this trick again. I would ride my bicycle out, and Burning Man, for folks who have not been to Burning Man, it's fucking massive. It takes you 20 minutes by bicycle to get from one side to the other. Hi, friends. Hi. I used to, like you're saying, there's just so much stuff going on. So I'd have someone spin me in a circle in a random direction, and then just go in a random direction.
Yeah.
And people who haven't been will ask me, like, what are you going to do in the desert for a week? As if there's, that's the least of your concerns here.
Oh my gosh, there's no way to see everything, and you just have to like be okay with that. Otherwise, it's going to be frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like I could relive the same Burning Man 100 times and have 100 different experiences. That's amazing. It's really nice, though. This is, so folks, on a personal level for me, any folks who've been listening to this podcast since the beginning, episode number 1, I talked about Burning Man. It was a launch for this big backpacking trip I did.
Oh.
And it's nice to, it was 2 years ago, exactly. And so it's really cool to be back to a launching point and back home, as we say.
Cool. Yeah. Yes, that is said here.
Which year were you here?
I was here in 2011.
Cool.
Yeah. But I was a teacher, so I couldn't come for the past few years because it's
you have summers off.
Yeah, it's the first week of school is Burning Man. It's the absolute worst time that a teacher could ever take off. So I could not come for the past few years, and then I quit that job, that profession, and changed careers, and immediately came to Burning Man.
I support quitting jobs.
Yeah,
to pursue something you love.
Quit your job. Well, I'm not necessarily pursuing something I love. I'm pursuing a lifestyle that I love a little bit better.
That works.
I love teaching, and I think I'll teach again. But
so what's the lifestyle change you made?
I have a life.
That's an improvement, yeah.
Like, I get home from my job and I'm not stressed and I don't worry, and I have time to spend with my husband and my dogs and my friends, and I go out and I do things and I have activities that I really am enjoying a lot. So a little bit selfish because I'm not doing that whole give yourself to everyone all day long thing that I was doing before. Like I said, teaching is amazing and I loved it, but I needed to allow some time for myself.
Right. Well, I wouldn't call it selfish. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you're best equipped to help other people when you are helping yourself first. Like, if you are happy and you're your best self, your happiest self, you're going to emanate that. And so in a way, you're going to affect, this is, how I look at it at least, you're going to affect so many people if you are your top self.
Well, I'm certainly happy to be here and, to do other things of this nature where you're really connecting with people who are like-minded or not like-minded, but can agree on the idea of being good to each other.
We all have certain things in common. I mean, everyone is amazingly unique here.
Yeah.
And allowed to be. But we also at the same time have this core thing that we share, which is kind of similar actually for everywhere in the world, but really very obvious in Burning Man.
Yeah.
And there's awesome people that ride their bikes and blow you kisses and
dressed like Conan.
Yeah, dressed like, hey Conan.
Hey.
And we've got a fellow in the lounge here in our audience in a purple robe.
Yep, that's Cheese. Hi, Cheese.
Hey, Cheese. Cheese.
Cheese kind of runs this joint.
Yeah, is this your place, man? Thank you. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. I've never done a podcast before to a live audience, actually. So this is really cool. Audience of one, or there's two other guys that are maybe listening. So maybe these people over here are listening. They're like tuning in a little bit.
And the people who are riding their bike, they'll hear it for a fraction of a moment.
Let's get some audience engagement. Let's field some questions from the audience. You guys have any questions?
Any questions
for either of us?
For our traveling, what's it called?
Walking the Earth podcast.
Walking the Earth podcast.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah, it's no questions.
Great.
All right.
That's
in that case, I'll ask you questions. Because you said you're a traveler as well, yeah?
Yep.
Well, this is a travel podcast.
Okay.
I mean, Burning Man's travel in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tell me about your worldly travels. I don't know anything about you.
Let's see. Well, okay, I've lived out of this country a few times before, which I count kind of as in between travel and life. I lived in the Netherlands for a few months as an au pair.
Oh,
which was
awesome.
really fun. That
Were
was
you
like
in Amsterdam?
Right outside of Amsterdam, in a small town called Heemstede.
Usually, the au pairs are like Europeans coming to the U.S.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was the other way around.
Yeah,
That's
you can
awesome,
go the other way around. A lot of European families want English-speaking au pairs to teach their children English while they're in the house. So I did that for a while, but it was actually through a family friend. Then I moved to Budapest for a year.
Awesome. How was that?
That was ridiculous. It was so fun. It's a gorgeous city. I love that it's a little bit off the beaten path and people don't tend to go there. Have you been there?
I've never been to Budapest.
I don't think
I could locate it on a map, to be honest with you.
I couldn't before I decided to go there. It was one of those, I want to go to the place I know the least about, where I can learn the language there. And so I went for study abroad and I got to learn Hungarian. It's a crazy language. Not Indo-European, not related to most of the other languages in Europe at all. So it was really fun to learn. And then you're central. It is actually super central in Europe. So every weekend, it was we would go to Prague for the weekend, Bucharest for the weekend, Krakow, Poland for the weekend. Just
amazing.
All over the place. It was great. And it's super cheap.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the price tag in Eastern Europe? I've heard it's relatively cheap.
Very cheap. A beer at a bar was probably $1, $1.50.
That's awesome.
When we were there, water was about that expensive or a little more. Probably beer is pretty cheap out there.
Yeah, I found in Germany, I remember that the beer was cheaper than the water. Yeah. And I was like,
therefore,
what?
I pretty much drank beer for a year.
Right.
So that was super healthy. They also have these, in Budapest, they have this food item called a langos, which is basically a deep fried dough rubbed with butter, sour cream, garlic, and cheese.
That sounds delicious and very healthy.
Oh yeah, so I ate that and drank beer for a year and came back and was like, oh God. And then after I graduated from college, I moved to Athens for a year.
Oh, awesome! So you've done a fair amount of travel.
Yeah, I
found the right person for this podcast.
I think I'm at 30 countries right now.
Awesome.
I think more countries than states for sure. Yeah. I have not seen very much of the U.S., but I love travel.
Yeah, and you've spent time living in these places.
Yeah,
so really
I prefer to spend I love couch surfing. Did you do any couch surfing? So I love couch surfing or anything where you can stay for even a little extended period of time to just get to know a place. I don't really love sightseeing and then leaving. Right. The sights are cool, but that's not why I travel.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go and see some sights or whatnot, but it's not. Yeah, for me, it's always about the people I'm meeting and getting to know the feel of a place.
Yeah.
Slow travel always is nice.
Right. Yeah. We my husband and I went to Costa Rica for 3 weeks a few summers ago, and we stayed at the sloth sanctuary in Costa Rica. And we took care of sloths for 2 weeks. We got to feed them and clean out their little places where their little kennels where they lived. So basically, this place takes in injured sloths or sloths that have been orphaned that won't survive out in the wild, and they either nurse them back to health and re-release them, or they nurse them back to health and they keep them there because they can't survive in the wild. So there's about 130 sloths.
Sloths are adorable.
They're the best.
I've seen quite a few sloth YouTube videos. And they're always amazing.
Oh my gosh.
They make
And most of those are probably
sounds.
filmed at the Sloth Sanctuary. Most of them.
Really?
Yeah, most of those are filmed there because...
The world headquarters for all things sloth.
Yes, it is the best place ever. I highly recommend. If you're in Costa Rica, that you make the trek out there. It's on the Caribbean side, so...
I've been thinking about doing maybe a Costa Rica. I've heard amazing things about Costa Rica.
It's incredible.
From many folks.
The wildlife out there is amazing. The people are great. The food is so-so.
Okay.
And I like to travel, so I like to try all the foods. I mean, it's fine. It's just not something. It's not like my favorites are like Greek food.
Okay.
Turkish
so
food.
So Athens was probably a good fit for you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm also half Greek, so
okay,
yeah. So I was going back to my homeland.
Back to the roots.
And I had been there. I had traveled there about 4 or 5 times before moving there, so
so you knew.
I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah, Greek food is amazing.
Yeah, really incredible. Yeah. That's some places that we've traveled. I think one of my favorite places I've ever been is Egypt.
Awesome.
And so when I went to Egypt, I went with my friend. It was when I was living in Budapest, actually, and we flew down to Egypt for spring break or some kind of break, and arrived at like 3 a.m. And we got into our hostel. And the guy at the hostel was like, let me book your trip for you. Let me book your trip. Because we didn't know what we were doing yet. He's like, sit down. Like showing us these binders of like people writing letters about how awesome he was. And we were like, I don't know, we're tired. Okay, fine, whatever, book our trip. And he promptly like drives us to the bank. We like pull out all of our money and give it to him in
This sounds
Egyptian
like a recipe
pounds.
for disaster.
And he puts us on this van that just starts driving into the desert. And like 2 hours later, we were literally like, fuck, man, like what just happened? And then an hour after that, we pull up to this little oasis in the middle of the White Desert. It's actually a little bit before the White Desert, but it's the Western Desert. And this like Bedouin man comes out, greets us. He's like, oh, are you here for like, are you? And he knew us by name already. He takes us to his house. We get a phone call from the guy from Cairo who was like, have you made it safely? Are you there?
Oh, wow.
Pretty much the best trip of my entire life. All. They took us out into the middle of this...
Surprise, not a scam.
Surprise, it was totally worth it. And we went out into the middle of the White Desert, which looks like the moon. I don't know if you know about the White Desert, but it's this giant white desert with all of these eroded rock formations, like white rock. It looks a lot like this, except for if all the art was actually natural rock. Okay. Like out in Deep Playa, like there's all these shapes that look like things. And we camped out there by ourselves, me, my friend, and this like Bedouin man. One night, and then proceeded to just see all the rest of Egypt as well.
The pyramids.
Yeah, the pyramids. And my dad was he's Greek, but he was born in Egypt in Alexandria. So I got to go. I found the apartment that he grew up in. The man who was his landlord still was the landlord of the building.
Oh, awesome.
And my dad was born in 1936. So he was still the landlord of the building. I showed him a picture of my dad, and in my broken Arabic was like, this is my dad. And he was like, come in. He took me into the apartment, kicked the people out who were living there, and were like, I need to show this woman this apartment. And like showed me the whole thing. We saw my dad's dad owned a print shop, and we went down there, and they still had a picture of my grandpa in the building.
No shit.
Like it was the most incredible trip of my life. Like I couldn't believe that it was happening.
That's amazing.
It was amazing, yeah. So that's the other thing that I feel really lucky. I've been to all of the places that my family comes from. So I've been to Egypt, where my dad was born. I've been to the island that his mom was from in Greece. I've been to the part of Turkey where his dad was born. And I've been to Switzerland, where my grandma was born, and Ireland, where my grandpa was from. My other grandpa was from. So I've gotten to see all of my
diverse family,
all of my homelands.
Yeah,
and it's weird. Like I feel a connection to each one of them, and it might be just like that I've constructed that. But every time I go somewhere where I'm from, and like, wow, I love this place, and I love coming here, and I love the people here, and I can tell that I'm a part of it. So
and you fit in.
I fit in a certain way. Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
I feel very lucky that I've got to do that, and that I know that about my family. Like a lot of people don't know all that they're
their roots.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother, my mom's mom is from Morocco, and I keep saying I'm meaning to like get out there and see where she grew up and all this stuff. I haven't done it yet, but you're reminding me.
Yeah. Do you speak any Arabic?
No. Okay.
I recommend learning how to say no lower price. If you're going to Morocco, that's the really important thing to know in any Arabic-speaking country. No, lower price until they get to the price that you want. Because in Morocco, like haggling is a culture.
So you spent time in Morocco also?
No, but I know about Morocco. Okay. It's similar to Egypt.
I've heard this. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got
similar to like India.
They also, I heard, they want to barter. So just bring a bunch of like clicky pens. They really like clicky pens and like weird shit like
really?
that. Just like bring your bag full of stuff that you could be like, but how about like this price plus 3 clicky pens? And then they'll be like, okay.
Good pro tip. All right.
Band-Aids, like, I don't know. They just wanted, my friend was just telling me about it. They wanted such weird stuff.
This is good. Pro tip noted.
Pro tip. Bring like American, like, kitschy stuff.
Yeah.
When you're going to Morocco.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see, how long have we gone here?
I don't know. It's been 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's been like 20 minutes.
Cool.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask you one more question.
Okay.
And this is something I ask each of my guests.
Okay.
And
All right.
I get interesting answers. What's something that you have not done yet that you would like to do in your life?
Ooh, something that I haven't done yet that I would like to do is see the Northern Lights.
All right.
The
awesome.
Aurora Borealis, which is going to be really hard because I hate the cold, but I want it bad enough that I think I'm going to be okay, because you can only see them, I think, like deep winter.
Oh,
I
where are
believe.
Northern Lights exactly?
I think just anywhere in like the Arctic Circle, like so you have to go up pretty far north.
Really north, yeah.
You could do like I think like Norway, Iceland, but also Canada, like Alaska, Canada, up there. I believe, I don't know a lot about it, but I just think it would be a really cool thing.
It has to be in the dead of winter?
Yes. The other thing that I could do alternatively is I would love to go somewhere very far north where the sun never sets in the summer.
Yeah.
That would be
go
another.
Alaska or something?
Yeah, Alaska or Norway or somewhere, up there where like you could go in the middle of the summer and the sun just never goes down.
Right.
That sounds like
There's
the
like,
best.
what, 3 hours of nighttime or something?
Or none. There's places
None?
where it's never. It just goes, it just dips and then it comes back.
up? Wow.
So I think that would be really rad.
Do people sleep?
I think they do. I think maybe eye masks are necessary.
Right.
Or like
pretty
really
interesting,
good
though.
shades on your house.
It would be interesting also if it wasn't so cold to be in a place where it's
Yeah.
always night, but when it comes that time around in that
Right,
place.
always night.
It's
I might
gonna
get
be
a little
like-
sad when it's like
Yeah,
not
it might
daylight
get
savings
depressing.
time here. I already get depressed.
Yeah. Daylight savings, it's a weird thing that we do.
Yeah.
You know, this whole changing the clocks, like,
It throws me off.
it throws me off. But it is kind of cool at the same time that, it's light till 8 o'clock, I think, as
Yeah.
soon as the sun sets.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, this is great.
For having this little chat here. Impromptu playa chat. I smell something nice in the air. That smells...
It's not me.
Hey!
Hey.
Do you have like a Twitter or something if someone wants to follow you? I don't know.
Nope.
Or do you not want... Okay, cool. No, you don't have to. I'm just
No,
asking.
I have Instagram, but I don't know what
If you want-
my name is.
Okay, no worries. I just...
Is it
see if you wanna plug
Illigators?
anything.
Illigators.
Illigators.
ILLIGATORZ. Illigators.
Boom.
Instagrammed.
Yeah, that's the Instagram. And if you're listening to this, then you already know where to find this show. But in case you don't, it's on iTunes, it's on SoundCloud, it's on Stitcher, or it's on our website, WTEpodcast.com. Facebook also, Twitter at WTE Podcast. Is it all the social medias? What else?
I don't know.
Do I have other ones?
Do you have a live journal or a Zanga?
No, live journal. We've got a YouTube channel. Not too much on there yet.
Okay.
But that's youtube.com/WTE
Do you have a MySpace?
Podcast. Do not have a MySpace.
Okay.
We don't have that. But yeah, check out WTEpodcast.com for more fun things. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for listening. Can you say goodbye in some language or multiple, whatever you like?
Okay, let me think. I know how to say hello in so many.
You say goodbye.
What is it? Joy Ging.
What language is that?
Cantonese.
All right, cool.
There we go. I tried.
Joy Ging, is that right? Yeah. Joy Ging. All right. Peace out.